What's up, gamers? It's your boy Thick DPS. Got a video for you today that I think a lot of people don't cover in the Diablo 3 community. And this is a great video for people who are new to the season who are legitimately wanting to take advantage of the meta and run XP and get a lot of Paragon levels and just blast. There is a culture to it. A lot of people have the idea that, oh, it's being an elitist, a sweat, a tryhard. Not necessarily. It's just knowing how to play the game optimally and getting good experience. So, with that being said, the first thing that I want to cover is knowing your limits. So, a good rule of thumb is if you can do a greater rift in under 3 minutes, plus 10 levels of that greater rift is a good start. If somebody's, looking for 105 speeds, 110 speeds, if you can only do a 95 solo in under 3 minutes, don't go into the 110 games. Not saying that you can't necessarily, but that's just a good rule of thumb to go by for new users, especially. Um, and if you are new, let people know when you get into the game. You might have the power, may have some know how, but just let them know, hey, go easy on me. I'm new. The other thing is, when you get into the game, everybody goes to Act 1. That's just how it works. So go to Act 1, go double check your gear, make sure everything's good to go, what you need for the runs, clear out your blood shards, clear out your items, be ready to go. Sometimes people like to throw gems in their inventory that they want to upgrade. That's perfectly fine if you want to do that. I don't do that, but some people do. The next thing you want to talk about is making sure everybody's on the same page. You know, who's got Nemesis bracers, who doesn't, what's everybody running, how's it going to work, are we doing 2 GRs then taking a break, 3 GRs then taking a break, or 1. So what I mean by break is when you break, you go, you identify your items, you salvage, you spend blood shards, you get back into the rift. Okay, you don't want to get that offset. Everybody wants to be on the same page. Just makes it for the most optimal XP. Placing gems on the ground for cloning. Okay, the way that works is, say I go in the stash, I've got, okay, I've already got them in my inventory. I've got all of these gem of eases. These are the ones I have. I throw them on the ground. Okay, now the game thinks I don't have any gem of eases because they're on the ground. So the next rift that I play, I'll go through and it'll give me another one. Come back to town, drop it on the ground, and keep going. Clone them as many times as you want. And take note of where I put these, because that's my next point. Put them in a respectable place. Don't put them in front of people's stash, in front of the ID, in front of the artisans. Just keep them over here, in front of Tyrael down here, in front of the mercs, but not by cube either. Okay? While we're talking about placement, gear is another one. If you find something good for somebody, place it right about here. You don't want to put it in front of salvage. A lot of people do that, and it gets misclicked, and it's kind of annoying sometimes. If you get a new piece of gear, I know you're excited. We all get excited, unless you're playing with friends that you're close to, real life friends who are like, oh, awesome, man, let's see what it does. Put it in your stash. Come over, go to your tab that you have your character assigned to, throw it in there, and keep blasting. If you don't know how to do this, you right click on it. You can change it to character, you can change it to whatever you want. It's pretty convenient. If you're unsure that your group is ready, just type in the chat R. If you're ready, hit R. Okay? Or come stand down here. That usually gives people a good sign that you're ready to go. A good tip for salvaging: when you hit salvage and you hit the whatever that thing's called, you click enter, because it'll bring up a OK or cancel. If you hit enter, it automatically hits OK for you. So you can just click enter, click enter, click enter, click enter, and you just go through. It's a lot faster. When you actually are in the Greater Rift and you're playing, at the end you'll level up your gems with Urshi. Okay? On the last two gem level ups, you can go ahead and hit T to town port while you're leveling the last two. So you're leveling, say you go down, you got all four. One, two, hit T, three, four. Once you see that number two on the level up for gems, hit town. Because you can level up the last two spots while the bar is filling up and then you go into town. It sounds crazy that it's only a couple seconds here and there of doing this stuff, but it adds up. It really does. If you really plan on blasting as much as like I do, you really, really want to do this stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is if you're leaving a group, you want to tell people, hey man, I'm leaving, give me like two more GRs. It's just courtesy, man. It's etiquette. It's just a nice thing to do. People remember that stuff. You know, don't just leave. Um, and when you do leave, finally, let everybody know. GG's. Hey man, thanks for the invite. I'll see you guys later. Just be nice. Because my point to all this is if you know what you're doing and you get used to doing these things, people will invite you back. You build a reputation. I see it all the time in communities and clans. People avoid certain people for the fact that they don't know what they're doing. They play too casual. They're not exactly the kind of person that they're looking for right now. So, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but doing these things, people will invite you more. They know that you know what you're doing, and you can go from there. So, with that being said, guys, that's really all I got. You can follow me on twitch.tv/thickdps. I'll have it in the description. Give it a like. Also, give it a comment if you'd like. Other than that, guys, that's all I got. Hope you appreciate the video.